Built in the late 19th, the mansions once served the richest man in Penang, Chung Keng Wee, a respected carpenter, and was bought and stored and used as a museum by one developer. It's such an interesting experience to walk into an old world charms with a rich history, to glimpse back in time and enjoy the flashback of our somewhat similar childhood. We spotted the decorative floor tiles, and that was either similar or the exact designs of our floor tiles at home back in the 90s. We were introduced to the histories of one Baba home, listened to the Baba Noyanja culture, and was impressed by the elegant designs with a bold mix of English, Scottish, European and Chinese inspirations, and the luxurious collection of antiques and collectibles was just impressive. And would definitely recommend 100% that you sign up for a guided tour, as it's included in the entrance ticket. There are 2 languages available, English and Chinese. During the following hour, we were in awe by the informative and interesting presentation of the typical rich 19th century Baba home by Stanley with his humongous sense of humor. Stanley was a bonus, and it made our trip so much worth it.
And they asked me, Stanley, what happened if the wife very ugly? Yes, that's where the surprises comes in. Ready, go. Da-da-da-dang. Halfway the hand jammed down there, shivering. Oh, shit. So the best pull down the. It shows the one must be very ugly. And he...
Our journey to Penang Hill started with a high-speed incline train journey. It's a 7 minutes ride one way, but it's really enjoyable. You get to see the beautiful landscape and the work of engineering, and being mesmerized at the vertically steep upward track. Once you reach the top, it's like a big entertainment area where there's something for everyone. There are plenty of activities to do on the top of the hill. Taking pictures on the Love Locks Bridge, visiting the Owl Museum, Love Village, having your feet massaged, and your hands henna tattooed. We spent the next 2 hours slowly strolling through the 4-kilometer trail, stopping by to admire the beautiful designs of the houses located on the hill, and listening to birds chirping. For me in particular, it was the fog that made the whole place so magical, and it took us a step closer to the nature. The view of the city from the top is really wonderful, and the best part is the weather is really great relief from the hot weather below. One can really feel the difference in climate once they're on the top of Penang Hill. Penang Hill was definitely a breeze of freshness to our trip, and it took our mind away from the hustle and bustle of the city for a few good hours. It was true that a visit to Penang would not be complete without a visit to Penang Hill. There are so many things in Penang that reminded me of the times when I was little. We all remember some special or unforgettable events from our childhood. For me, riding a chai shawl to the wet market was one of those special moments. It was such a perfect way to explore Georgetown, and taking a chai shawl around the heritage sites was a great experience for us. A ride of an hour costed 40 ringgit, and it certainly made our roaming around Georgetown so much more special than doing it on foot. With the help of our little friend, we saw multiple painted pieces. Some were more visible than others, some were definitely hidden in the back alleys. We stopped for a moment to squeeze into the crowds, listening to old folk singing.
Donation!
Walked into a floating market filled with food and souvenir stores, and just simply admired the faraway horizon between the sea and the sky. We cannot deny the importance of Penang cuisines. They are cheap and delicious. Georgetown is famously known as the food paradise of Penang, and that was the reason why we chose our hotel right in the middle of Georgetown. We can confirm that it is not a myth. The same food in Penang can taste way much better than they are in Singapore. I I was obsessed with duck kway chap at the restaurant Kimberley. We had it on our first night and I insisted that we had it again on our last night in Penang. The bowl we ordered was a special all-in-one at 9 ringgit. It came with layers of goodies: duck meat, pig intestines, pig ears, pig blood, chicken egg, and the flat white rice noodles that's called kway, and were rolled up due to the boiling broth. The broth in itself had a wonderful rich herbal flavour and I couldn't stop slurping it. Duck kway chap was no doubt my most favourite dish in Penang. Mian's favourite was the Penang Teochew Cendol. We were not unfamiliar with the bowls of shaved ice. Beware though, there is always a long queue outside. At the same cafe, we also tried the popular fish lasa. The broth was so rich with spicy flavours and it was well complimentary with the bowls of cendol thereafter. Rated highly on TripAdvisor, we tried out the well-known Malay store and to satisfy Mian's constant crave for Malay food. We ordered our food in one restaurant and ate 2 doors down the road. I couldn't figure out what the dishes were and just ordered randomly. It turned out to be really tasty and we had our yummy feast in the other spacious restaurant with plenty of tables. One was very good and reasonably priced at 26 ringgit. We tried the bak kut teh at Hong Siang restaurant. The herbal base soup is incredibly flavorful and not at all peppery. We ordered a feast of reasonably served portions and indulged in this porky godness. There was a flame underneath to keep the food warm throughout. It wasn't the cheapest place to dine in. Each dish is priced at about 12 to 13 ringgit and our meal was 72 ringgit in total. It wasn't the best chicken rice in town, but it was cheap and decent. There are a variety of chicken dishes to choose from, and instead of ordering half a chicken like we usually do, this time round we ordered different dishes to try different flavours. There are chicken cooked with ginger, chicken with spring onions, braised chicken leg, and the crunchy chicken intestines. All were served with bean sprout, bak choy and chicken rice balls. Our entire feast costed us only 22 ringgit. A brief history of Kek Lok Si Temple reveals that the temple was built over 100 years ago, over a 40-year period from 1890 to 1930. Located in AI Tam, this massive complex of temples is an important place of worship for both Taoist and Mahayana Buddhists. It houses many Buddha statues, amazing carvings and art, and the impressive 36.5 meter high bronze statue of Kuan Yin, the goddess of mercy. It was amazing to see such a beautiful piece of architecture. I suggest that you read the history of the temple before your arrival to appreciate more of its beauty, and because there are no sign nor writing that gives us much details about the temple there. After spending around half an hour walking around the main site, there was not much for me to do. The Kuan Yin Shrine was under construction and no entry was allowed. The tortoise pond was rather blazing, but it didn't take me more than 5 minutes to watch them swimming under the hot sun. I decided to walk down to the foot of the hills and try out the famous curry mee. However, since it had been such a long time that I solo travelled for morning, I was completely lost in direction. What set this hotel different from others and helps it achieve an exceptional rating online is the fantastic location of the hotel, right in the heart of Georgetown, basically close to so many places of attractions and eateries. We were asked to leave our shoes on the rack and walk barefoot within the hotel. This gesture made me feel homelier, but it can get really slippery sometimes, especially on the steps. What I find bizarrely interesting is that they use an old system to string up our luggage from the ground floor to the second floor. Our room was the Rose Room. It was spotless when we got there, didn't feel a single dust on the floor. The Rose Room was the best choice they could have given me, an incredible mix of Chinese and English designs with rosy wallpaper. Even the toilet managed to charm me with its lovely tiles, cleanliness and amazing smell. Come on, it's a toilet and it smells amazing. Another score point for me was a dessert that the staff gave to us on a daily basis, and each day came with a different surprise. My most favorite one was the soft cake. We took some DVDs from the common room, set up a little cinema at the hotel room, watching telly and having desserts with coffee. Our room came with a Western-style breakfast and I enjoyed it every single morning. We can choose one main dish from the breakfast menu, whereas others such as cereals, breads with jam, yogurt and fruits were all free flows. Since that breakfast was so yummy, from the French toast to egg benedict and the homemade yogurt, everything was just so fresh and well served. I couldn't resist the lava cake with vanilla ice cream. Looking at the video right now, I couldn't help but think that I should book another flight tickets to Penang to just have dinner in this restaurant. And also the duck kway chap as well. I'm just so crazy over it.